Hey guys, I'm Brittany of Thrift. I'm a reseller on Poshmark as well as eBay, and welcome back to another thrifted haul. So I have a lot of stuff that I need to just go ahead on and show you. I can't wait. I'm excited. I feel like I've been trying my hardest to use my best discernment when I'm shopping and just be critical and so okay, I'll let you be the judge of how I did. I think I did pretty good, so let's see. So for the fall, I picked up this Orvis new with tag. This is a heavyweight flannel shirt. And this is in a size large, I believe. Yeah, no, medium. Yeah, and it's in this plaid red. So it's totally got that nice thick lumberjack, I work outdoors sort of feeling. It's new with tags. I think it's a good size. I like the color. So I think when the fall hits, this is gonna be a nice in-between piece for someone that, doesn't wanna be too hot, but wants a little bit of extra layering. Then I found these two Bath and Body Works. Well, I kept thinking they were soap holders, but I was like, no, they, because it's not shaped right. But anyway, when I looked them up, they are mini candle holders. So you could put like a little votive candle there. And it's just for Halloween, very pretty and glittery. So you've got this vampire pumpkin, and then you've got the purple witch. These were $2.99 a piece. I thought they were really cute. And it looks like you can resell them for, a worthy amount. So, and I'm a big Bath and Body Works fan anyway, especially of their Halloween stuff. I just think it's really cool. So I grabbed these two. This is a brand that I've only found once before, and it performed very well. I found it in the $2 bin. It was a pair of shorts, and this brand is called Outer Known. Now those shorts that I had sold for $52. And that's amazing because it was a $2 bin pickup. So ever since then, I was like, okay, Outer Known is a great brand to be on the lookout for, but I just have not seen it until now. So this is a size medium. There's the tag. And this is called the blanket shirt because it feels very much so just like a nice throw blanket. The sell-through rate on these is good, and I'm expecting to get at least 50 for it. So super excited whenever I find brands that I've had a good experience with beforehand. And it was my first time trying the brand, so I always remember, those good experiences, and I'm just excited. This thing feels so good. You can probably almost see it, that the texture is a little different than just a regular flannel shirt, but yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I was thinking the other day that I so wish that I could find Mother again. I don't find it that often, and then lo and behold, here she is. So here's a pair of Mother. And you can see the M's stitched on the back pockets, which is kind of signature for this brand. This is a pair of pink denim, and I'm looking for the exact name. The Mid-Rise Dazzler Ankle in Playdate. So there we go. So yes, I was like, I will pick up Mother anytime, so long as, it's not like ripped to shreds or anything. I am always on the lookout for these still, so you might be able to tell already what it is. These are Dojos, 7 for All Mankind Dojo jeans. You can tell because they usually have the 7s stitched on the back pockets. This is one of their newer ones because the label is their newer label. I saw an older pair, and it was not in the best condition. Like it had sort of the beginning of a rip right in here, but sometimes Dojos can still sell for, good amounts of money even if they are flawed. Or at least they used to. I remember I've sold a flawed pair before, still for good money. So I considered it, but ultimately I put it back. I'm happy with this pair because, like I said, they are newer and they're in way better condition. So usually with Dojos, you see a lot of wear on the bottoms because, they're like a wide leg, and so they tend to drag and everything. But there's no drag on these. They're in great condition, beautiful blue. And I think, let me see. They had the wash name up here. This is the Dojo in Almost Love. So I'm just really excited. Someone donated a lot of their what seemed like Nordstrom stuff. So there were a bunch of boot cut, low rise, 7 for All Mankind, Mother. I saw some other things in there too from Nordstrom, but I just kind of, it was so great because it was a more quiet day. And I guess usually people have their days where they think that the most stuff comes out. And this was not the day that most people think a lot of stuff is going to come out. So I had, pretty good pickings on this day. I got super lucky. I think I've sold this before in a t-shirt. A lot of times when I find it, it's pretty faded or worn out. So I believe I've only sold it once. But I really like this piece. So this is American Giant. Sometimes I get it mixed up with that other brand. I think it's called American Tall. To me, the labels look a little similar, but this is American Giant, and this is a men's size small, or I guess it could be unisex, doesn't really matter. This is from Epic Games, and on the back it says Unreal Engine 5, and on the arm it says Dev Team, like development team, I'm thinking. So this is in pretty good condition. It's like a nice heavy cotton. I know, there's some strong gamers out there that probably would really like to have this, and then American Giant in itself, I think, is a strong enough brand to be able to move it. So I just thought this was great. Here is something that I picked up out of the $2 bin. Sometimes you can kind of just tell when something is pretty good quality. I've never heard of this brand before, but immediately I like the foliage camo. This is a pair of men's swim trunks, and this is called Zero Foxtrot. These are in a size large. It looks like these do have a following on eBay, so for $2, I'm definitely going to try my best to flip it. From a distance, hanging on the pocketbook rack, I saw this bag and I was like, that looks like a really nice leather bag, but sometimes you can be fooled because they have, faux leather ones that can look like real leather. But when I looked at the top of the strap, I saw this fraying. So I was like, okay, clearly it has wear, but it's holding up, which to me is a sign that it's real leather and not faux leather, because faux leather usually cracks at this point. Instead, this is just fraying. So I was like, okay, this is a really cute little, like a cognac bucket bag. Yeah, it's got some scratches, but I really don't think that that's going to make much of a difference. It's got the two little pockets on the front. I love how it's got this chunky metal hardware. And for whatever reason, I could not see this little logo here, but that's Fry. So this is a Fry bucket bag. I think I've only ever found the shoes, so I was surprised to have found a bag. Let's see, can you see in there? You'll see in there it says Fry. It does have some ink pen marks, but overall I think it looks pretty nice, and it's also got the change purse there. So I thought this was a really good pickup, a really good find. I think maybe if you just polish it up, it's still got a lot of good use. I put it on my shoulder while I was walking around in the store, and it felt really nice, and I was like, okay, I kind of want to keep it for myself, but because I love bags, but I'm gonna sell it. It's got this really cool little snap. I love it when a bag has a really strong snap, and you pretty much don't even have to fiddle with it when you're trying to close it up. It just snaps itself. This was an amazing find. From the $2 bin, I already have one like this, and I believe it's in a size 6X, but I find it hard to turn it down when it's a plus size, it's black, so it'll go with anything, it's not hard to match it up with a bikini bottom. This is a tankini from Torrid, and this is in a size, it says 2D or double D, and it was sold for $78.90 in the US. But this is just a, let me read the exact. It says a wireless baby doll tie front tankini in deep black. So it's got the crisscross straps there. And I mean, for $2, I think somebody's gonna want it. I am still trying to sell the bigger one. So I know Torrid, maybe it got oversaturated. It definitely does not move very quickly, but I still am a sucker for it because I think it's a great plus size store. And I do like to sell plus size, and this was only $2. I found this Nuitag pair of Spanx. These are in an extra large, which is really good. I like the bigger sizes. They are Nuitags, which is awesome. And this is the Kick Flare step hem. So that's a step hem there where they've got basically like a high-low going on where the front is, higher than the back. So this is great. It's a comfortable brand. People know it. It's Nuitags. It's an extra large. I think it's, on point as far as style with the flare leg and everything. So I should not have a problem with selling this. This isn't my favorite brand. I think I used to get more impressed by it because I knew it was an expensive brand, but now I usually see it and I just, keep it moving. But this particular style I really, really liked. So this is a pair of True Religion, and these are the Dean. They are tapered, and this is a size 28. These are a men's pair of coated brown pants, and I believe they're Yeah, they're a button fly, which is pretty cool. And then they've got like the big True Religion logo on the back pockets. I just thought that the style was really cool because it looks like, I don't know, I just think of like bourbon and leather and, you know, it's just a really cool piece. So I was like, all right, these are in great condition. And I think I saw someone sold them for like $65 on eBay. So I was like, all right, yes. This is another brand that I usually see and I just leave it alone because I don't think it has a good sell-through or, you know, whatever. But I like the piece enough that I just wanted to try. So this is a Ellie Tahari, and it's a size 1X, which I like because it's plus size. It's also new with tags. And then I like the style of it. It's got this really pretty kind of like a pastel floral print and a bit of a peasant sleeve there. I think like with the, you know, the way it blouses out and it ties at the wrist. It's also a V-neck and it's semi-sheer. So it just looks really pretty for the spring. It had a lot of different things going for it that I liked. So I'm going to take a chance on this one. I'm excited about this because I used to be like, okay, I don't like Patagonia so much anymore because it won't move, because I kept trying to sell like the T-snap fleeces, which at one point moved very well, but now I think it's gotten pretty oversaturated. But what I have noticed is that Patagonia moves pretty well when it's a jacket or when it is more of a sustainable, you know, makeup to the item. Like I've sold 2 pairs of men's organic cotton shorts fairly quickly this summer. So this is a women's piece and it is a size 10, and this is 100% hemp. I think it's cool because it's cropped. It's got that cargo pocket. It's also got the tie waist. It's just very neutral. You can match anything with this because it's that warm, you know, just cream earth tone, and it's solid. Well, somewhat solid. You can actually see a little bit of stripe in there. But I just think it has like a really good lagging sort of a look to it, and it is a well-known brand, and a size 10 is good. So many different good things about this that made me pick it up, and I'm excited. So here is another brand that I usually pass on, but again, it had so many good factors about it that I decided to take a chance. So this is Halogen. This is something that's sold at Nordstrom. I usually see it, and it's not one of my brands that I pick up, but this is a size 22, so I like that it's a plus size, and it's in this pretty blush pink. It's a comfortable pull-on, very slinky, kind of, you know, breezy pair of pants. And it's also new with tags, so there's the brand tag there, and then here's the Nordstrom tag. So I like selling plus size. I feel like this is a pretty pair of pants, and it looks extremely comfortable, so I threw it in my cart. Next we have another brand that I do like. This is Peter Millar in a large. This came out of the $2 bin, and this says 124th opening or open at Pinehurst. So this is like a golfing t-shirt, which Peter Millar is, you know, golf, you know, oriented anyway. But there's the logo on the back. It's this blue camouflage men's short sleeve t-shirt for $2. I definitely think that I will be able to flip it. This is a really cool bag that I wanted to leave behind, but I just could not convince myself to. The reason I wanted to leave it behind was because the faux leather on top here is crackled. But the thing is, I feel like those patches can be taken off, or either like, there's these things, it's like this plastic string that I used to have when I was a kid, where you could make keychains yourself. Some people might know what I'm talking about. It's like, they come in all different colors, and you can like weave them into making these like long kind of, you know, snake-like keychains. Anyway, I was like, if you just get like a teal, some of that material, and wrap it around here, because I used to wrap my pencils like that because I thought it was cool. Anyway, it would, you know, match with the bag and cover up this, and it would look fine because the rest of it is just cloth. And I love this beautiful teal color. It's nylon. And I forgot to say the name of the brand. This is Kipling. So you may have seen Kipling before, maybe at Ross or TJ Maxx. They usually have like a little monkey keychain, I believe. But this one does not have the keychain. However, I just thought the color was so pretty. The inside is so roomy, and I don't see too many flaws. You know, usually you'll find like an ink pen mark or something like that, but if it's not like completely destroyed on the inside, then, you know, I might pick it up. But I just thought this was a really cute bag, and even with the flawing, I'm just going to disclose that, but I really think that this bag is going to find a new home because this color is just so pretty and the size is so great. Here's a brand that I have not heard of before, but it did catch my attention just because something looked interesting about it. And then on the tag it says it's made in USA. This is a Sun Kim extra large. And this is a windbreaker jacket. It actually feels bigger than an extra large. It's, I don't know if these are actually all the way long sleeve or quarter sleeve. They look kind of short, like quarter sleeve. But it's a windbreaker full zip black jacket. And when I check the comps, I see other people have sold these windbreaker jackets for a pretty good price. I can't remember exactly how much, so I don't want to say, but whatever it was, when I saw it, it was good enough for me to pick it up. This piece really surprised me because I thought for sure, I mean, I see so many faux leather items at my thrift store, and usually it comes from, like, you know, whatever, Shein or whoever. So I thought for sure that this was going to be a faux leather piece, but it is not. It's actually real leather. And this is by a brand called Lamarck, which I've never heard of before. This is in a size 8. Again, it's real leather. It's got this stretch waist. I just thought they were really, really cool. So I picked them up. I was like, I don't see any flawing to the leather. And I do think that real leather pants tend to do pretty well. Like, I've sold a few of those Wilson's leather or Newport News leather pants. I love this piece. I've never heard of it before, but found it in the men's section. This is called Silver Silk, and this is in a size 4X. It seems like the most comfortable sweater in the world for someone to wear. So it's really kind of chunky knit or like honeycomb sort of knit. Feels like a fisherman's sweater, and it's gray. It is a quarter zip, but what I really like about it is the fact that the inside is completely flannel lined, like all through the sleeves and everything. So like, this is again one of those pieces where, you know, if a man does not really want to wear a full-blown jacket, but he wants to be well insulated, this would be so perfect. And the size is great as well. Somebody took really great care of it. So I have a very good feeling that this is going to sell. This has been on my BOLO list for a very long time, and I am just now finding it, so I'm very grateful. This is Ketone, and this is in a size medium, I think. I can't quite remember. Yeah, it's in a medium, and it's this red foliage print, button-down, long-sleeve shirt. I think there's a flaw with the seam, like some loose stitching somewhere, but I'm going to make sure I disclose all that. But I was definitely checking to see if there were any more of these because I was so excited. This is a more expensive brand. I have never found it before, but now I can officially cross it off of my bucket list. I was digging around in the $2 bin, and usually I don't like to pick up just one piece. I mean, unless it's a tankini, which is fine because you can kind of like pair that with anything. But as far as swimwear, I like to pick up one pieces and tankinis, but not just like one piece of a two-piece set. But in this case, I was like, I'm going to make an exception because this is black milk, which I don't find often. But when I have found it, it has performed well. So, and it's new with tags. It is in an extra large, and this is a glittery pink high-waist tie bikini bottom. I looked everywhere for the top. Maybe the top came out at another time, I don't know, or either, you know, the person only owned the bottoms, I don't know. But in any case, I'm grateful because I really like black milk, and to find it new with tags and this super cute pink sparkly, you know, you could get a black tank top or, you know, something to match with this, I don't know. But this, I love the glitter. It's like, it's really cool. So this is a brand that I usually don't get excited about. I think I tried to sell it early on in men's sport coats. It was called Christian Dior Mansour, which I think Mansour is like the, you know, it's like a line of Christian Dior. But I just really like this piece so much so that I wanted to get it anyway. So here we go. This is Christian Dior separates. This is in a size 6. And this is made of cotton and ramie. So 50-50 cotton and ramie. I think these pants are adorable. They scream tropical, vacation, resort wear. I like how it's kind of like stenciled with the foliage leaves there in the background. It just looks like a beautiful sunrise with pink lemonade and you know, a blue ocean, everything that you can think of that's beachy and vacation-y. So with the good makeup and of course the strong name, and I love the colors and all that, I picked it up. However, I do believe it's flawed because this needs to be like, I think the fastener has come off. I believe the fastener should have been right there, like, you know, that you can clip this into. And I don't think that's a big deal. I mean, I think it's very fixable. So especially if someone really likes this pair of pants, you know, I think that as long as I disclose it, everything else looks good. Even the bottoms look good. I saw a post of this on Etsy. Someone had the exact same pair of pants listed at $350, I think it was. And they were saying that it was like vintage 80s or something, which it might be. I don't know. I have to do more research, but I just felt that it was worth it to pick it up. Here's a brand that I have sold before. I think it probably does better in the men's than the women's. So this is called Stio, and this is in a size 35. And this is just a pair of men's straight leg blue jeans. I love that dark wash. They're in such good condition, and they've also got like the Stio written on the back pocket there. Very nice. You can just feel like the quality in the jeans. And from the same person, size 36, another pair of Stio. These are in a corduroy pant. So again, moving into the mindset of like that fall thing. Really, I just pick up whatever seems good at the time. Like I said, even if it is in the dead of summer, I'm not gonna leave it and then be like, you know, in the fall wishing that I had gotten it. So I think these will do very well. This is a brand that I usually don't pick up, but I want to see how it's going to perform because I found it new with tags. So this is a Pro Tour gray pair of Cool Play, Sun Play pants. These are used for golf. Like I said, I usually find them a lot pre-owned, which maybe that means that a lot of people do like the brand. Maybe it's a very common brand, but the fact that it was new with tags made me want to try it out. And this is a 32 by 30. Sometimes when I'm thrifting, I almost feel like there's someone watching over me that makes things happen, like good things happen. Because I was looking at this and I was like, that's a really pretty pair of brown corduroy pants, and you know, they were a bigger size, and I was like, that's interesting. And I was looking for like the brand, and I was like, okay, that's Polo Ralph Lauren. But I was like, ultimately, I don't think I'm gonna get them. And then the pants fell off the hanger, and so I bent down to pick them up, and that's when I noticed that they were brand new with tags. And you know how I feel about brand new with tags. So I threw them in my cart. This is a size 48B by 30. And they retail for $89.50. It says that it is the Hammond pant, if you can see that. So, you know, fall season. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, but this may be a longer video, so be warned. So I saw this, and I just thought the tag was obviously like very eye-catching. This is NVLT. This is in a size small. And I just like the print on this sweater. I felt like it was very Western looking, kind of paisley. And the comps on this brand don't necessarily look that great, but the Western ones are a bit higher. And when I looked it up, this particular one counted as like the Western, one of the Western prints. So I am going to try it and see. It says that it was sold at Anthropologie. So if I am repeating anything, please forgive me. I'm trying to remember what I've already shown you in a previous haul, but my videos are so like, you know, spaced out. It seems like I have a hard time remembering sometimes if I've already like, you know, talked about something. But this is from the $2 bin. This is a Lululemon pair of men's shorts. I was excited about them because usually it does pretty well. And then I realized that there was a flaw. It's not a terrible flaw. Well, maybe it is, but yeah, there is that hole, that tear in the pocket. I think it just needs to be tucked and stitched, and then they're good to go. So other than that, they're good to go. I'll just have to, you know, price them a little lower, so maybe they'll go on and move out. Then we have this new tag Eddie Bauer. These are a pretty teal color, size 40 by 32, and I was looking for, oh, it says the Mr. Corduroy 5-pocket pant in Storm teal. So again, I do like Eddie Bauer. I do like corduroy. I like selling men's. I think men are really funny at the thrift store. I always see like couples shopping, and it's so funny how quickly the man loses his patience as opposed to the woman. Like usually women are kind of like, we could take hours and hours and hours just looking at everything in the thrift store and fascinated. And the guys are usually like, after a while, I see like that their eye kind of starting to twitch, where they're like, okay, honey, we need to eat dinner. Can we go? Can I go sit in the car? I'll just wait for you in the car. Let's get to the register. And it's just funny to me, like, because it's always the same thing where usually guys are like, oh, come on, come on, come on, and women are just totally like enthralled in what they're seeing. So anyway, I don't know why I just thought about that. I guess because I'm talking about men's pants. Here's a brand that I have sold very well. I do not find it very often, and honestly, I was getting ready to leave this behind because I was like, okay, these look a little faded, and I'm not sure if they were like washed too much or if this is actually the color that they came as. But just typically, as a rule of thumb, if anything looks faded, I typically leave it behind. But this is Nilly Loden, and not Nilly Loden for Target. This is the actual Nilly Loden, and this tag to me was different because I've never found this 111.88, and I see people still selling these for a lot of money, like over 100. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to have a repeat of the Ralph Lauren Double RL when I was like, I put it back and I regretted it because I put that Double RL shirt back because it had a stain, and I was like, oh, I made the right choice. The condition wasn't good enough, and then I kept thinking about it and I was like, I really should have gotten it anyway, so I was like, I'm not going to let that happen again. I'm going to go on and get this, and even if I have to sell it for cheaper, it's a strong brand and it's coming home with me. I found from the same person another pair of Mother. I like this patent chocolate label here, very cool. So this one is just a blue pair of jeans, which is fine. Again, the signature stitched M on the back, and this is called, it's a size 27, and this is called the Insider Ankle Mind Games is the name of the wash. I love that they put the exact style and color or wash, name, all your information right there, so you don't have to go looking for it. Love Mother. It always seems to sell well for me. I don't find it that often, but anytime I do, I'm getting it. I usually do not like to pick up strapless dresses. I just don't. But I could tell that this one was like, since it's in new condition, I was like, all right, it's not like stretched out or anything like that. This is called Pepper Mayo, which I've never heard of before, or Pepper Mayo. But I looked it up and it looks like it's got a following. I don't know where it's sold. This is in a size extra small, and this is called the Caramel Denim Maxi Dress. So there's the tag there, and then there's the information there. So this is just, this would be really cool for like just that Western look. If you had like a pair of boots, I don't know if anybody would see it because I think it's a maxi, but it's jean all the way down, and then it's got like the ruffled bodice here. Really cool. So I see somebody else had one that was listed. I keep looking to see if it has pockets, but it doesn't. Somebody else had one listed, I think, for like $50, I believe. I don't know. I saw a bunch of them. It's hard to remember now, but it was worth picking up, especially with the newer tags. And like I said, I feel like I could probably play it up to be more Western, So now that me and Quince are on better speaking terms, I'm not so troubled by picking it up. It used to be that I would see it and I'd be like, I know that's a good brand, but I can't move it. And now that I've learned, to price it a little lower, I feel better about it. So this is a Quince in a size 16. Very nice for the office. Neutral, solid color. And the exact name for this is the Ultra Stretch Ponte Cropped Wide Leg Pant in Moral Gray, which is weird. Like I said, the colors are weird because I see tan. I see a brown, but they're saying it's gray or whatever, but it's whatever. And let's see, you're made of rayon, nylon, and spandex. And it's got the pockets on the back. I like the fact that it's got those deep pockets on it. And they feel really nice. They almost feel like Spanx. So super comfortable. I wanted to leave this, but I didn't, because last month I had pretty good luck with selling like the smaller sizes. Usually I kind of try to stay away from those, but I was like, okay, sometimes smaller sizes can be okay. So this is a J. Crew size 00 petite. These are new with tags. So it's got the black tag there that says Careman. And then usual brown tag. And this is called the wide leg trouser. So it looked like a fancy pair of pants despite the smaller size. And I was like, you know, well, if I'm going to get something for a smaller size, I feel like this would be the moment to do it. So nice for the office. Got this mountain that's piling up behind me, but I feel like it's all good stuff. Next, we have this pair of Nike pants in a size large for men. This is just like a, you know, like a tan chino color. It says standard fit, taper leg, regular length. These retail for $75. You can see that there. I like that they've got like the elastic in the waist. They will zip, but it's also got like this extra for comfort. It's like it's everything. You get the zip, the pull-on stretch in the waist, and also the drawstring. So that's pretty cool. And then it's got the embroidered Nike in there with the swoosh. So this was a yes for me. Here's a brand, again, I know you guys get tired of hearing me say it this video, but it seems like it kept happening. So this is a brand that I have seen pre-owned. This is called Ascend. It's in a size medium. However, this was a new to tag sweater. So this is just like a you know, a fleece sweater. So there's the tag. This is a performance sweater. It retailed for $50. This is called the Marsala Phantom with Expedition Sweater Fleece. I like these kind of like performance fleeces, you know, kind of Patagonia-esque without being Patagonia. This also has a hood on it, which is great. I think it would be really good for running. So I was like, all right, I never picked this brand up pre-owned, but I want to see what's going to happen with it new with tags. Here's another Peter Millar piece. This is extremely, extremely lightweight. I like these pieces that are like, you know that they're more costly, but then you touch them and they feel light as a feather, almost like you would never think that it would be something, but sometimes that's a clue that it is something. So here's Peter Millar, extra large. This is in sort of like a peachy, tangerine orange, and it's just this this very lightweight windbreaker vest, and it's got the cinch pull down here. Very nice. Then we have this Coliseum. This is in a size small, and it's a Blue Devils for Duke. It says, let's go Duke, like Duke University. So again, sometimes this collegiate wear does work out well for me. I usually find it in the $2 bin, so I don't have a lot in it. It says that it retailed for $30. So, you know, if I could sell it for $25, $20 or something like that, then that would be nice, you know, for a $2 bin pickup. I just thought this is really cool. This is a Levi's size 2XL color block corduroy denim shirt. So great size, and then like I said, you can see like the maroon corduroy there, and then you've got the faded black denim there. So basically this is like a shacket. Nice size, well-known brand, loving it. Here's a green new with tag Orvis size medium jacket. This is called the mixed media jacket. I immediately, what caught my attention was the green, because I love the green section anywhere in the thrift store. Like, I love looking at the green pants. I love looking at the green jacket. So I don't know why, but I just think it's such a nice color. It looks very outdoorsy, you know. So, and then after inspecting it, I realized that it was new with tags. So I'm happy about that. It doesn't have the price up here, but again, Orvis is a good outdoor brand, and I will never forget the time that I found some pants by Orvis, and they were new with tags, and I was like, oh, they're probably not going to perform well. They flew like hotcakes, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, so now I pay attention to, you know, Orvis. I keep finding this new with tags. I actually found the top yesterday, but I left it behind because it was a crop top, and I kind of felt like it was a little more plain. So far I have a maxi skirt and this, which is a beautiful knit, kind of like a oatmeal-y sweater, jacket, peacoat kind of a thing. This is Commence, and this is in a size medium. And I think I'll be able to find a buyer when the weather starts to get cool. Now I'm kind of like, I can't remember. I really can't remember if I've already talked about some of these things. Sorry. This is a LL Bean 100% organic cotton, very chunky, like a fisherman's sweater for men. I thought this was so crazy cozy, and the fact that it's 100% organic cotton, I could not leave it behind, so I got this. This is a brand that I think I've had good luck with before. There's another one that sounds like it. I think this is the right one. This is Risen Jeans. This is in a size 9/29. It's in a lighter wash, and they've got these flared out, fray hemmed pant legs, high rise. So I think if this is the same brand that I got before, I should have double checked, but I was pretty sure that this is what it was. That seems to have a little bit of a following, but I think this style and size and everything is going to do well. Here's a pair of Carhartt jeans. These are new at tags. These are a size 36 by 34, and there's a flaw on them somewhere. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't notice that when I picked them up, but still, most people work in Carhartt and they're gonna wash them anyway, so I was like, it's a new pair of like good worker outdoor jeans, and I'm just gonna get them. Here's a Quince, size 33, sort of like a burgundy red wide leg pant. I think this is the one that's, well, let me not assume. Okay, this is the Bella stretch wide leg jean in wine tasting. That's what I was gonna say, it looks like a wine red. This one is 91% cotton, 7% polyester, and 2% spandex. So again, me and Quince are on better terms now, so I'm not quite as nervous about picking it up anymore. Here's a Timberland size large, slim fit plaid shirt, long sleeve for men. And I believe from the same person, this is a relaxed fit Eddie Bauer size large signature twill expedition shirt. So again, I am totally ready for fall at this point. And that's it. So I have already started photographing some of these things, but I wanted to make sure that I showed them to you guys first before I package them up and start getting them listed and moved out. So I really hope that you enjoyed it. I'm trying to be very selective about what I pick up. So I hope everything's going well for you and your closet or your store, and just keep on keeping on. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.